This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Wednesday, May 29, 2024. Prime Minister announces a $25 billion water project for Western Jamaica. Mark Golding hits back, showing his Jamaican passport in online video amid dual citizenship row. Murders are down 11% up to May 27 this year when compared to last year. In regional news, the Bahamian Prime Minister says he fears bushfires will become the norm in his country. In international news, South Africans vote in pivotal general election today. In sports, Jamaica will host the inaugural Carifta Gymnastics Championships. And in business, another former executive of FTX has been jailed in cryptocurrency giant's implosion. The details after the break.
Invest in Jamaica and make your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced a $25 billion project which is designed to provide relief to sections of Western Jamaica which are facing chronic water supply challenges. The project is dubbed the Western Jamaica Water Resilience Program. It will see the upgrade, installation and replacement of major pipelines in Western Jamaica. The pipelines will be installed from the Martha Brae Water Treatment Plant in Trelawney to Terminal Reservoir in St. James. A pipeline will be installed from the Great River Water Treatment Plant in St. James to Negril in Westmoreland.
The pre-engineering phase of this project has commenced at a cost of 32 million Jamaican dollars. This will last 6 weeks. During that period, the National Water Commission, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, will complete the necessary technical and administrative work to facilitate the deployment of US $160 million, that is Jamaican $24.8 billion, for the installation and replacement of these pipelines, Madam Speaker.
Prime Minister Holness says his government understands the problems and is moving to respond to a situation that has affected the quality of life of the people in Western Jamaica.
Your government understands the impact on all stakeholders, residents, children, schools, businesses, hotels in the region, and indeed all stakeholders. Farmers have also borne a heavy burden across all Western parishes, but in particular in Southern St. Elizabeth, the government continues to put drought mitigation measures in place to reduce the impact.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Opposition leader Mark Golding has shared a video on social media showing what he says is proof that he is a born Jamaican. This amid doubts over whether he was indeed born on the island, amid debate over his declaration that he is a dual Jamaican-British citizen.
This is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition. I was born in Jamaica. I grew in Jamaica. I have only ever worked in Jamaica, and I'm not leaving Jamaica, land we love. And I can tell you, I am not one of the illicit six, and my statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission have been certified and published for all years through to and including 2022, and my declaration for 2023 was filed in time by the March deadline in accordance with the law. God bless you all.
Mr. Golding has come under fire from the ruling JLP and users of social media over his continued membership of the House of Representatives as a dual citizen. Golding is adamant that he is on the right side of the law, as the Constitution does allow a British national to sit in the Jamaican Parliament. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. Section 39, Part A of Jamaica's Constitution says any person who at the date of their appointment or nomination for election can serve in Parliament as long as he or she is a Commonwealth citizen of the age of 21 years and upwards. Murders are down 11% up to May 27 this year when compared to last year. That's according to the latest statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. Norgay Banton reports.
Jamaica continues to record a decline in the homicide rate since the start of the year. Between January 1 and May 27, 474 murders were recorded in the country. That's 60 fewer than the 534 recorded in the same period last year. The figure represents a decline of 11%. Still, 142 people have been killed in the country between April 20 and May 27. St. James continues to be the most murderous police division, recording 60 homicides to date. The Western Parish is followed by Westmoreland, which had 43 murders up to May 27. Murders have increased in Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, East Kingston, St. Andrew Central and St. Andrew North when compared to 2023. Portland continues to record the least number of murders with 6. Meanwhile, shootings increased by 3%, with 435 so far this year. That's 15 more than the number recorded for the review period last year. However, other major crimes such as rapes, robberies, and break-ins continue to decline. Norgay Banton for Nationwide News.
The community of Georges Valley in Manchester remains under curfew this morning. The curfew was imposed at 6 p.m. on Monday in response to the killing of 53-year-old Carlton Lewis from Woodlawn Heights in Georges Valley. Lewis was shot and killed by unknown assailants about 8:15 p.m. on Sunday. Head of the Manchester Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, says the curfew is a proactive move. Up to May 27 this year, there were 17 murders in Manchester, compared to 21 over the corresponding period last year. The St. Andrews Central Police say 3 men and a woman are wanted for murder in the division. They are Shakario Miller, Nicholas Williams, Calvin Simon, and Bianca Fullerton. Williams is also wanted for shooting with intent. The individuals are being urged to turn themselves in to the Halfway Tree Police immediately. Members of the public are also being reminded that it is a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive. Now, the Court of Appeal has granted an expedited hearing in the government's challenge of the ruling by the Constitutional Court, which struck down the second extension of tenure for Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn. Ms. Llewellyn has also been granted permission to appear in the matter as an interested party. The hearing is set to start on June 24. Robin Williams reports.
The determinations were made by Justice Jennifer Straw on Tuesday during a case management conference in chambers at the Court of Appeal. Ms. Llewellyn will make written and oral submissions in the appeal. In April, the Constitutional Court struck down an amendment that allowed a second extension of the tenure of Llewellyn as DPP. The government amended the Constitution in July last year to raise the age of retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65. The court ruled that the amendment was validly enacted into law. However, it also found that the Holness administration acted unlawfully in granting the DPP the second extension. Ms. Llewellyn has stepped aside as DPP awaiting the outcome of the appeal. Senior Deputy DPP Claudette Thompson has been acting as DPP. The appellant, the Attorney General, argues that the Constitutional Court was plainly wrong in all the circumstances to grant judgment for the respondents, Leader of the Opposition Business in the House, Philip Paulwell, and his colleague in the Senate, Peter Bunting. The Attorney General maintains that the court erred in its interpretation of the amended section of the Constitution. The government submits that the amendment of the Constitution was passed for a proper purpose. Casey Douglas Lays is representing Ms. Llewellyn. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Minister of National Security and Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang is calling on opposition leader Mark Golding to address what he deems the dangerous and retrograde political interference expressed by his spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting. Dr. Chang is referencing a statement made by Mr. Bunting at the recent 81st Annual Joint Central Conference of the Jamaica Police Federation. In an open letter to Mr. Golding, Dr. Chang says Mr. Bunting's comments were an attempt to pit the rank-and-file members of the JCF against the members of the High Command. Ricardo Brooks tells us more.
Former Police Federation head Corporal Rowan James is currently before the courts after being interdicted by the High Command. This is over controversial comments he made at a colleague's funeral last year. During his address at the Federation's conference earlier this month, Senator Bunting suggested that Corporal James was being muzzled after he was not given leave to attend the function.
I also see a letter going around explaining that the Commissioner did not give permission for Corporal Rowan James to attend. Well, let me thank the Commissioner for giving permission for me to attend, as the High Command having effectively muzzled Mr. James. It is left to me to be the principal advocate for the rank and file here today.
Dr. Chang says the statement created dissension in the meeting and was tantamount to political interference in a JCF internal disciplinary matter. He says any semblance of political interference in such issues is a dangerous and retrograde step. Referencing Jamaica's long and torturous history of political interference in the operations of the police, the National Security Minister cautioned the opposition leader to correct course. He says operational matters, including disciplinary action, are always exclusively the remit of the Commissioner of Police and the Police High Command. Dr. Chang says while no institution is above public criticism and question, the manner and nature of such public statements must be tempered against the obligation to protect the institution from undue influence. He says it's problematic when a political representative agitates on behalf of a specific individual officer against the High Command in such a manner. The National Security Minister says when politicians behave in such a way, it breaches the lines of separation between policy and political interference. Dr. Chang is of the view that a political representative delivering a speech to mobilize the rank and file against the High Command is fraught with danger. He's hoping that Mr. Golding is of a similar opinion. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
The opposition PNP has abstained from a bill which would see future Jamaican laws passed on the authority of the Parliament and the people of Jamaica rather than the British monarch. The bill was carried through all its stages in the House of Representatives on Tuesday by Legal Affairs Minister Marlene Malahoo Fort.
Subclause A provides for the amendment of subsection 1 of section 61 in 3 material particulars. 1. Deletion of the words the Governor General for assent and substituting therefore the word Parliament. Thirdly, deletion of the words the Queen Most Excellent Majesty and substituting therefore the words the Parliament of Jamaica.
As it now stands, laws are enacted on the authority of the King with the advice and consent of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The bill proposes the amendment of Section 61 of the Constitution to remove reference to the King's Most Excellent Majesty in enacting Jamaican laws. However, opposition leader Mark Golding questioned the logic and timing of the move.
That the removal of words of enactment before even a bill to remove the King as the head of Parliament is even drafted is somewhat meaningless and even illogical. Quite apart from any technical questions as to whether this amendment conforms with the constitutional restrictions on altering the Constitution, which are quite comprehensive and can operate by implication, the timing of this legislation is odd, even illogical, before the introduction or even the preparation of the bill for the removal of the monarchy. And we know that now that the report of the CRC has been made public, there's a lot of discussion about it in the public domain. There are many criticisms of aspects of it, and those need to be worked through a process of, I think, engagement and consultation with the public.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. The bill, which required a simple majority, passed with 33 ayes and 3 abstentions. 24 MPs were absent, including Mr. Golding, who left the chamber before the vote was cast. Meanwhile, Legal Affairs Minister Marlene Malahoo Fort dismissed Mr. Golding's concerns.
This bill is coming to ensure that when the substantive bill for the establishment of the Republic of Jamaica comes, it does not have the words of enactment. And even in what the leader of the opposition said, it is his argument that is actually illogical, because he did concede that even that bill, which will abolish the monarchy, would have to be assented to by the Governor General in order for it to become law. Yes. So, Madam Speaker, it's just, I know there's an effort to be contentious even while logically you can't oppose to this.
Marlene Malahoo Fort, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. She was speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Drive
Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 5.99% interest rate. Yes, shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 5.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 5.99%. Conditions apply.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news in the Bahamas, Prime Minister Philip Davis has told delegates attending the 4th International Conference on Small Island States, SIDS-4, that his country is burning. Davis says bushfires stubbornly burn throughout the islands amid the heat of the dry season. He says they are becoming increasingly frequent and the fears that bushfires will become the norm. Davis told attendees that the traditional April showers will now be replaced by May blazes. Prime Minister Davis says the fires have scorched the island's pine forests and even forced the Lynden Pidling International Airport to temporarily halt air traffic for several hours. He says bushfires are the latest disaster in an escalating climate crisis facing SIDS. The 4-day conference is being held in Antigua and Barbuda from May 27 to 30 under the theme Charting the Course Toward Resilient Prosperity. In international news now, South Africans are voting today in an election seen as the country's most important in 30 years. It could put the young democracy in unknown territory. At stake is the 3-decade dominance of the African National Congress, ANC, which led South Africa out of apartheid's brutal white minority rule in 1994. It is now the target of a new generation of discontent in a country of 62 million people, half of whom are estimated to be living in poverty. After casting his vote, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said he had no doubt his ANC would win a majority and remain in government. Africa's most advanced economy has some of the world's deepest socioeconomic problems, including one of the worst unemployment rates at 32%. The lingering inequality with poverty and joblessness disproportionately affecting the black majority threatens to unseat the party that promised to end it by bringing down apartheid under the slogan of a better life for all. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Get busy with a Bizcar, Bizgrow, Bizboost. With a giant bank Bizloan, you can't lose when you walk over all your business due.
JN Bank Small Business Loans.
Some loan for you.
Helping you succeed is our business. Tell us your business and let's help you start it, grow it, or boost it. Borrow as low as 10,000 and up to 100 million Jamaican dollars. Enjoy flexible payment terms and affordable rates. Apply now. WhatsApp 876-295-1298. JN Bank. We'll help you find a way.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
Jamaica's third gold medal at the Olympic Games came in the men's 4x400 meters relay final at the 1952 Olympics in Helsinki. The quartet of Arthur Wint, Leslie Leng, Herb McKinley, and George Roden won the final and in the process broke the 20-year-old world record with a time of 3 minutes 03.9 seconds. McKinley's third leg of 44.6 seconds, credited with pulling Jamaica into contention from 10 meters back, is considered one of the greatest relay legs in history. On the last leg, George Roden, the 400 meters champion, and USA's Mal Whitfield, the 800 meters champion, ran virtually shoulder to shoulder, but Roden was able to keep the lead and beat Whitfield by a yard. This gave McKinley his first and only Olympic gold medal.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Hortons RX Pack for better medication management.
In your morning sports report, Jamaica has been selected to host the inaugural Carifta Gymnastics Championships at the National Indoor Sports Centre from November 29 to 30. Speaking on Sports Nation Live, President of the Jamaica Gymnastics Association, Nicole Grant, says Jamaica was awarded the right to host the championships because of their success in hosting the Pan American Championships last year.
We had gotten top grades for it, and we are very happy that we will now be able to have our youngsters showcase their skills with more gymnasts, because, as you know, more gymnasts will be included in the Carifta.
Grant says they intended to put on the best show possible.
Jamaica will be able to see the youngsters compete from early as age 8, all levels, as well as they will be competing in 3 different levels, actually 4, the USAG levels 1 to 10, PAGO levels 1 to 3, FIG senior and FIG junior. So we have several of the gymnasts are being prepared for that.
Nicole Grant. President of the Jamaica Paralympic Association, Christopher Samuda, says while preparation for the Paris Olympics is in high gear, preparations for the Paralympic Summer Games are also far advanced. The Paralympics is set for Paris from August 28 to September 8. Samuda, who is also the president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, says he expects Jamaica to be represented in several sporting disciplines.
Athletics will be represented, and we are looking forward to cycling and fencing. Paralympian Theodore Suba would have followed up on his Tokyo appearance in judo in the plus 100 kg class, but last year there was a rule change made by the governing International Federation, which regrettably has declassified him and several athletes from other countries. Archery and surfing, although initially showing great promise, regrettably would not make their debut.
And as Samuda says, there will be several new faces on Jamaica's team.
There has been a changing of the guards in athletics, as our athletes who earned gold and silver medals in the sprints at last year's Youth Pan American Games are transitioning to the senior level. Paris may not see them on the podium, but by LA, they should be serious contenders. We are rebuilding and have expanded the number of sports in which we are now participating to include badminton, bocce, table tennis, and pistol shooting, which, in addition to others, have really our focus for the 2028 LA Games.
Christopher Samuda. Zandre Roy and Matea Issa were crowned national amateur golf champions at the Caymanas Golf Course after 3 rounds of competition. Both golfers are first-time champions. Issa won by 7 shots, while Roy won by 4 after posting his best score in the final round. Roy matched his first round 4 birdies, but only had 2 bogeys to close the round on 2 under par 70 after scoring 1 under 35 for the front 9 and another 1 under par 35 for the back 9. His 3-round scores were 1 under par 71, 5 over par 77, and 70 for a total of 3 over par 219. Roy was pleased with copping his first national championships after getting close on several occasions.
Coming to this tournament year after year and seeing the trophy, wondering when I'm going to get my name on it, and it's just my time now. We just want to bring back the trophy on the North Coast, that's it.
Zandre Roy. Issa got the better of many-time national champion Jody Munbaro to win by 7 shots. Issa's final day scorecard showed 3 birdies, 6 bogeys, and 2 double bogeys for 7 over par 79. Her first and second round scores were 9 over par 81 and each day for a combined score of 25 over par 241. It's now time for the Nationwide Olympic Fact, sponsored by the Real Estate Board and a Commission of Strata Corporations.
This is Nationwide's Olympic Facts, brought to you by the Real Estate Board and the Commission of Strata Corporations.
Did you know that motorboat sailing, hot air ballooning, and tug-of-war all used to be Olympic sports? Yes, that's a fact. Over time, different sports and events are voted into or out of the Olympic Games. Some disappear, then return, while others go to fashion forever.
That was Nationwide's Olympic Facts. Brought to you by Rainforest Caribbean. Make delicious moments.
And that's it for your morning sports.
Is your money idling when it could be thriving? With CIBC Caribbean's fixed deposit offering, you can take charge of your cash. With 50,000 Jamaican to start, choose terms from 30 days to 2 years. Lock in your funds and enjoy premium rates guaranteed to grow your wealth. Whether you're eyeing short or long-term gains, our fixed deposit accounts puts you firmly in control of your money. Now is the time to open a CIBC fixed deposit account and start earning more today. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In business this morning, another former executive of FTX has been jailed over his part in the cryptocurrency giant's implosion in late 2022. U.S. federal prosecutors say Ryan Salam, who was the co-CEO of FTX Bahamian subsidiary, was sentenced to 90 months in prison. Salam, who was a top lieutenant to Sam Bankman-Fried, the bankrupt crypto exchange's founder, pleaded guilty in September last year to violating political campaign finance laws and operating an illegal money transmitting business. Earlier this year, Bankman-Fried was sentenced to 25 years in prison for stealing $8 billion from FTX customers. Now, a U.S. luxury real estate billionaire and a deep-sea explorer are planning to travel in a submersible to explore the Titanic. Ohio tycoon and adventurer Larry Connor and Patrick LaHaye, co-founder of Triton Submarines, say they want to take a submarine to a depth of around 3,800 meters or over 12,000 feet to see the shipwreck in the North Atlantic Ocean. The private submersible industry was rocked after 5 people were killed when a vessel built by Ocean Gate imploded en route to the Titanic last year. A union representing thousands of workers at Samsung Electronics has called the first strike at the South Korean technology giant since it was founded 55 years ago. The National Samsung Electronics Union says it will hold a one-day protest by asking all of its members to use their paid leave on June 7 and has not ruled out a full-scale strike in the future. The union says it has about 28,000 members, accounting for more than a fifth of the company's total workforce. Samsung Electronics says it will continue to negotiate with the union. Samsung Electronics management has been in talks with the union since the start of this year over wages, but the two sides have so far failed to strike a deal. The union has demanded a 6.5% pay rise and a bonus pegged to the company's earnings. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has gained 5 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $156.58 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar has lost 15 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $115.43 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican dollar has lost 14 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $198.78 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
For all your musical needs, visit the Music Mart, the most complete music store in Jamaica. Telephone 876-960-7712. The time brought to you by the Music Mart is
6:32.
Teachers, looking for a loan? Look no further. At Chris and Charles, you can borrow up to $2 million without a guarantor. We understand the difference your job makes, so here's a little extra support just for you. We know the best teachers teach from the heart, and at Chris and Charles, we're here to help you succeed. Give us a call at 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028 for loan options. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Attention all commuters, your JUTC fares just got lower. Use your Smarter card today and pay only $50. Yes, only $50. Travel safe and hassle-free with the JUTC using your Smarter card. But wait, there's more. Get 3 free rides with your first Smarter card top-up before May 31. With your Smarter card, paying your fare is easier. Say goodbye to coins and hello to hassle-free travel. Don't miss this opportunity when you travel with the JUTC, your route to excellence. Conditions apply.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Fraser Price gets the start, and look at this, Ahuri going well, and here they're coming to close it down. Jetta's coming through, but Fraser Price on the near side, the Olympic champion defends! She defends the title! Wonderful run by Shelly.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Pizza Hut. Now, that's delivering from all locations, island-wide.
Compared to the pressure, the minister said the economy is getting better, misleading the people. The mass still suffer. Oh, Jah, scarce benefits and spoils. Oh, Jah knows that we feel it. Day and night we cry, cry, cry. Jah know that we feel it. Who can help a weeping soul like I?
very good morning to you. Good morning to you. You are tuned in to Nationwide This Morning NTM. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us in the space. It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday, May 29, 2024. Very, very happy to have you this morning. Good morning to our YouTubers, our peeps out there in Radioland. And if you're joining us from the app, good morning to you as well. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm George Davis.
Good morning to you, George.
Good morning, Tawna.
How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing well as well.
You're doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
You remember when you used to ask Brooks, and Brooks said, we're all right. Hey, that man never good yet. but he was good though. But it's just a Jamaican way of not trying to make it sound as if you're
fantastic.
Yeah, because I know when people start watch you and think, oh yeah, I do good. I'm gonna stop it from doing good.
Yeah.
So it's just a reflex. But man, that life is good.
Yeah,
life is good.
Great. And some people normally say what they say most things. There's a saying that they say about most things, but not all things. Something like that. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I'm sure you've heard this one. You've ever been to the country and like you come across an elderly person that you would have known from you were a child. You haven't seen him in a long while. So you say, so what, Miss Prudence? Boy, me there look and live like brother dog. You ever heard about it?
I have. But it wasn't from a country female.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's a man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, men and women say it. You know what I mean?
I heard it from a countryman.
Yeah, look and live like brother dog.
They have the funniest sayings. Yeah, but it's interesting that May is coming to an end, and what's on my mind this morning is on the treatment of the nation's children. We're going to be hearing from the Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Michael Jackson.
We're celebrating Child's Month during May, and it is a happy period where we must recognize that every child, they have rights, and the rights that they have must certainly be respected. But as we celebrate Child's Month, what is on my mind is our response to child abuse and where we are as a society in dealing with these real problems. Now, just last week, we heard from the Minister of Education, the Honorable Favour Williams, who shared some startling statistics to the House. She indicated that in the 2023 year, we had some 13,513 reports of child abuse. The Honorable Minister also indicated that in January 2024 alone, we had 1,226 reports of child abuse that was recorded. Of that number, 338 were reports of sexual abuse, 301 were reports of physical abuse, and 476 related to neglect. Now, this is an alarming set of statistics to really think about. But the question I want to ask us, what are we going to be doing about it? Last week, the country was shocked, not for the first time, that you had a 13-year-old who was apparently sent by her mother to an adult male for sexual gratification. It's not the first that we're hearing that child neglect by parents who should be loving and protecting them would have led to sexual exploitation. Where are we as a society with moving beyond the condemnation to moving to attitude, to action, change attitudes, I should have said, and to responsive actions to say that no more will it be tolerated? I want us to challenge ourselves that action is calling 211 when you see injustices being meted out against our children. But action, importantly, is also changing our own warped sense of blaming children when they are caught up or when they themselves are being exploited by adults. I want to share an experience that we had here at Jamaicans for Justice. We were doing a survey across the island to gauge the attitudes and perception and beliefs of Jamaican citizens around rape. When we did that survey, 16% of the respondents, female respondents, indicated that they were raped at some point. 16%. And those were the ones who were willing to articulate it. And I must say, those were the ones who we explained what rape meant, which is penile vaginal penetration. And some of the respondents said, "Oh, I wasn't raped. I was just sexually assaulted." But that's one alarming side, because several of the respondents indicated that they experienced that as a child. But one of the questions that we asked, do you agree that the age of consent should be increased to 18 years old or should remain at 16 years old? Several women across two parishes, St. Anne and Trelawney, responded to say that the age of consent should be reduced. That was not even contemplated on the survey tool. So we probed, why do you think the age of consent should be reduced? Their response is that the girl child is so bad, trying to trick the adult male, and therefore the law should recognize how bad these girls are, and by lowering the age of consent, the adult male will not be imprisoned as a result. These are the thoughts that some people have, where we see victim blaming, where we see circumstance where abused victims who become survivors with adequate support were not believed when they made the reports within their families, within their communities, and within religious settings. So our attitudes would need to change. Our attitudes would also need to change where we stop seeing a child as beyond redemption. The previous provision that we had in law around uncontrollable children, where a child could be in a juvenile detention facility on the basis of being uncontrollable, demonstrating intemperament behavior, the parent can't control. There was a 16-year-old who was placed in a juvenile detention facility after running away from home. She ran away from the juvenile detention facility. She was brought back. She later committed suicide at 16. It was then found out that she was abused sexually. The point here is that the moment we start seeing our children as beyond redemption is the moment we're not responding to the issues of abuse that they face. I want us as a society to think on these things. How are we responding to sexual abuse, physical abuse? How are we helping parents? So when we see an instance, even within our families, where a parent is neglecting a child, we take up the phone and we call 211. I think otherwise we would be a part of the problem. Child abuse is not just police response. It's not just the court's response. It's a community and societal response that is needed. So I want us to think on these things as we celebrate Child's Month and ask ourselves, what can we do differently as a society, coming together and better responding to the needs of our children? So while we celebrate their rights, I think we must take a hard look at how we may be failing them with what is happening in society. That is what is on my mind.
Thank you so much, Mikkel Jackson, who is the Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, speaking to us this morning about the treatment of the nation's children. Going to take a break and come back with Street Smart and your word of the day.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:48.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Takes place at the Racers Grand Prix Saturday, June 1 at the National Stadium. World champion Noah Lyles, British record holder Zarnell Hughes, Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Amanyala, and Jamaica's favorite Oblique Seville battling the 100 meters. World champion Antonio Watson takes on champion Allison. Olympic champion Hansel Parchment graces the track in his pet event. St. Lucian hotshot Julian Alfred goes up against the young Jamaican Joel Alana Reid. Devin Charlton takes on Akira Nugent. Tickets available at racersgrandprix.com, mysticonlinetix.com, and the Jamaica Pegasus starting May 24. Finish line $5,000, regular grandstand $3,000, bleachers $500. Don't miss a great night experiencing Jamaica's track and field, passion and entertainment.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Hear the sound, that's the horn of the Ludlow machine. The man at the wheel is Ludlow McLean, and he is standing by with Street Smart 1. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning time, George. Morning time, Tona.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
I tell you. It's partly cloud. Well, clouds are above, but I don't think it's threatening right now. Some cumulonimbus, cumulus clouds of various description. But what's happening on the road? The road, depending on where you are. Remember now, motorists, a lot of cars coming out of St. Catherine these days, different number of developments. They're going to find Mandela quite busy. But the thing about Mandela, unless there's an accident, it's moving. Right now, it's moving on that eastbound side, connecting with Washington Boulevard. And it's the same thing. Lots of traffic, however, on Washington Boulevard. And guess what? It's also moving. Don't worry about the westbound side, because from once you leave Mullington, Washington Boulevard and Mullington, going towards this side, it's pretty good going. Those motorists coming out of Kenyon Drive, the Haney Drive, you don't have much of a problem. Those roads are not having much traffic, only when you get up to the boulevard. And as I said, lots of traffic, but it's moving. Yeah, smooth it so far on the eastbound side. Mullington Road coming from the top, well, a little bit up in the vicinity of Perkins Boulevard to get onto Red Hills Road, and then you'll notice some traffic coming off the hill along Red Hills Road and going out. Some of them heading off to the top of Mullington Road, heading further out, and some going on further along Red Hills Road, and it's steady flow all the way. Same thing if you're in Avondale, coming out onto Mannington Road from Border Avenue, Avondale Drive, pretty good going also on Border Avenue. And if you're up in the Manor Park area, yes, pretty good going also on going down Constantine Road towards Dunrobin and Constantine Road, and also Shortwood Road from Olivia Road, heading further towards Grandstand. It's going to be later. Don't believe it's going to be like this, but it builds minute by minute or seconds. So until 7:18, it's back to you, George, in the studios.
Thank you very much, Ludlow McLean there with Street Smart 1. Up next, the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day now, B-A-F-F-L-E-G-A-B, spelled B-A-F-F-L-E-G-A-B.
Bafflegab. Bafflegab. Bafflegab.
Your word of the day is pronounced bafflegab, spelled again B-A-F-F-L-E-G-A-B, meaning confusing or generally unintelligible jargon. Confusing or generally unintelligible jargon. Bafflegab is your word of the day. First recorded in 1950, between 1950 and 1955. Bafflegab. To use it in a sentence provided by dictionary.com this morning. As a beginner in the field, I found the technical manual to be full of bafflegabs that made learning difficult. Another for you, the company's financial report was laden with bafflegab that even seasoned analysts struggled to make sense of it. Bafflegab is your word of the day. Confusing or generally unintelligible jargon.
Usually people don't say bafflegab, they say gobbledygook.
Yeah. Gobbledygook was there as well.
Gobbledygook.
Yeah. Language that is meaningless or made unintelligible by excessive use of technical terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gobbledygook.
Your word of the day, bafflegab, or you can use the one that George just mentioned, gobbledygook. Up next, your features at the top of the hour of the news.
Morning, Miss Mordecai.
Diabetes is one of the most common diseases in the country. Diabetes happens when your body isn't able to take up glucose into its cells and use it for energy. This results in a buildup of extra sugar in your bloodstream. Poorly controlled diabetes can lead to serious consequences, causing damage to organs and tissues in the human body. Many people are affected by this disease. But did you know diabetes can also affect dogs and cats? Today in Pets World, we'll discuss symptoms of diabetes mellitus in a dog or cat. Diabetes is fairly common in dogs and cats. Just as in humans, the disease can be devastating to the body if left untreated. Animal Care Technologies, ACT, through its YouTube channel Animal Care TV, says early symptoms of diabetes in dogs and cats include lethargy, which may go unnoticed.
The symptoms of diabetes, however subtle or apparent, are caused by both the reduction in the delivery of glucose to the cells and the elevated blood levels of glucose that is unused. Diabetes tends to afflict adult dogs and cats, and since they cannot communicate how they're feeling, lethargy is often mistaken for maturity. It would be obvious that something was wrong if a rambunctious puppy or kitten suddenly became lethargic. But a mellow adult dog or cat may seem normal when it's actually energy deprived. Therefore, lethargy is often overlooked as a first symptom of diabetes.
ACT says changes in appetite are also a symptom of diabetes in dogs and cats.
More noticeably, the cells being starved for glucose causes the animal to feel a constant sensation of hunger. The term used for increased hunger is polyphagia. Despite an increase in food intake, diabetics will begin to lose weight. This is because they are not able to utilize the glucose that is derived from food. Instead, the body begins to burn fat stores in order to survive. Because obesity is a contributing factor in the onset of diabetes, many diabetics will present as overweight patients that exhibit unexplained and sudden weight loss.
Increased thirst and frequent urination are also symptoms of diabetes, which commonly results in a visit to your vet where tests can be done to identify what may be affecting the family pet. Urinary tract infections are also common symptoms of diabetes in pets. Cataract formation is another symptom of diabetes in dogs.
In diabetic dogs, cataract formation occurs in almost all cases, even after treatment is pursued. This does not occur in cats. Cataract formation in a relatively young dog makes them a suspect for diabetes mellitus.
Once diagnosed, a treatment plan will be designed to meet the individual needs of your pet. The plan will address the type and amount of insulin, how it is to be administered, dietary restrictions, and exercise for your pet. type 1 are often seen in dogs, which requires an insulin injection, while cats are more often diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Insulin injections are usually used initially, but when fed a special diet, about 70% of cats can eventually be maintained without the insulin. There is no cure for diabetes, but through commitment and management, your pet can live a happy, comfortable life. That's it for Pets World. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Almost everyone has a cell phone these days. Texting, calling, and all the fun things that come with them make us very connected to our phones. But should we call and text each other all the time? Hi, I'm Tana. On Lifestyle Pages today, when is the appropriate time to call our friends and acquaintances? One should not call before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. or during the dinner hour. But it's best you know the habits of your friends. For example, what if your friend is someone who works very early hours? Then they will be more receptive to calls in the afternoon. Some offices are flexible and allow workers to use their phones. But for those who have strict policies on cell phone use, try to be understanding and not call during work hours. Here's a tip. You can send a text message, and when the person is available, then they can respond. Stay-at-home moms would also appreciate a call during the day, as it would be at that time they would have gotten most of their activities out of the way. This way, everyone is able to catch up on the latest happenings. We all love to communicate, so let's try to be reasonable to everyone. I'm Tana. Catch you next time for Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news for today, Wednesday, May 29, 2024, Prime Minister announces a $25 billion water project for Western Jamaica. Mark Golding hits back, showing his Jamaican passport in online video amid dual citizenship row. And murders are down 11% up to May 27 this year when compared to last year. And in international news, South Africans are voting in pivotal general election.
News at 7 is brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced a $25 billion project which is designed to provide relief to sections of Western Jamaica which are facing chronic water supply challenges. The project is dubbed the Western Jamaica Water Resilience Program. It will see the upgrade, installation and replacement of major pipelines in Western Jamaica. The pipelines will be installed from the Martha Bray Water Treatment Plant in Trelawney to Terminal Reservoir in St. James. A pipeline will be installed from the Great River Water Treatment Plant in St. James to Negril in Westmoreland.
The pre-engineering phase of this project has commenced at a cost of 32 million Jamaican dollars. This will last 6 weeks. During that period, the National Water Commission, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, will complete the necessary technical and administrative work to facilitate the deployment of US $160 million, that is Jamaican $24.8 billion, for the installation and replacement of these pipelines, Madam Speaker.
The Prime Minister says his government understands the problems and is moving to respond to a situation that has affected the quality of life of the people in Western Jamaica.
Your government understands the impact on all stakeholders, residents, children, schools, businesses, hotels in the region, and indeed all stakeholders. Farmers have also borne a heavy burden across all Western parishes, but in particular in Southern St. Elizabeth, the government continues to put drought mitigation measures in place to reduce the impact.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Opposition leader Mark Golding has shared a video on social media showing what he says is proof that he is a born Jamaican. This amid doubts over whether he was indeed born on the island, amid debate over his declaration that he is a dual Jamaican-British citizen.
This is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and Leader of the Opposition. I was born in Jamaica. I grew in Jamaica. I have only ever worked in Jamaica, and I'm not leaving Jamaica, land we love. And I can tell you, I am not one of the illicit six, and my statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission have been certified and published for all years through to and including 2022, and my declaration for 2023 was filed in time by the March deadline in accordance with the law. God bless you all.
Mr. Golding has come under fire from the ruling JLP and users of social media over his continued membership of the House of Representatives as a dual citizen. Golding is adamant he is on the right side of the law, as the Constitution does allow a British national to sit in the Jamaican Parliament. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. Section 39, Part A of Jamaica's Constitution says any person who at the date of their appointment or nomination for election can serve in Parliament as long as he or she is a Commonwealth citizen of the age of 21 years and upwards. Murders are down 11% up to May 27 this year when compared to last year. That's according to the latest figures from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF. Nora Gay Banton has more.
Jamaica continues to record a decline in the homicide rate since the start of the year. Between January 1 and May 27, 474 murders were recorded in the country. That's 60 fewer than the 534 recorded in the same period last year. The figure represents a decline of 11%. Still, 142 people have been killed in the country between April 20 and May 27. St. James continues to be the most murderous police division, recording 60 homicides to date. The Western Parish is followed by Westmoreland, which had 43 murders up to May 27. Murders have increased in Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, East Kingston, St. Andrew Central and St. Andrew North when compared to 2023. Portland continues to record the least number of murders with 6. Meanwhile, shootings increased by 3% with 435 so far this year. That's 15 more than the number recorded for the review period last year. However, other major crimes such as rapes, robberies, and break-ins continue to decline. Nora Gay Banton for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Nora. The community of Georges Valley in Manchester remains under curfew this morning. The curfew was imposed at 6 p.m. on Monday in response to the killing of 53-year-old Carlton Lewis from Woodlawn Heights in Georges Valley. Lewis was shot and killed by unknown assailants about 8:15 p.m. on Sunday. Head of the Manchester Police, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, says the curfew is a proactive move. Up to May 27 this year, there were 17 murders in Manchester compared to 21 over the corresponding period last year. The St. Andrew Central Police say 3 men and a woman are wanted for murder in the division. They are Shakaria Miller, Nicholas Williams, Calvin Simon, and Bianca Fullerton. Williams is also wanted for shooting with intent. The individuals are being urged to turn themselves in to the Halfway Tree Police at the nearest, immediately turn themselves in to the halfway tree police. Members of the public are also being reminded that it's a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive. The Court of Appeal has granted an expedited hearing in the government's challenge of the ruling by the Constitutional Court, which struck down the second extension of tenure for Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. Ms. Llewellyn has also been granted permission to appear in the matter as an interested party. The hearing is set to start on June 24. Roby Ann Williams tells us more.
The determinations were made by Justice Jennifer Straw on Tuesday during a case management conference in chambers at the Court of Appeal. Ms. Llewellyn will make written and oral submissions in the appeal. In April, the Constitutional Court struck down an amendment that allowed a second extension of the tenure of Llewellyn as DPP. The government amended the Constitution in July last year to raise the age of retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65. The court ruled that the amendment was validly enacted into law. However, it also found that the Holness administration acted unlawfully in granting the DPP the second extension. Ms. Llewellyn has stepped aside as DPP, awaiting the outcome of the appeal. Senior Deputy DPP Claudette Thompson has been acting as DPP. The appellant, the Attorney General, argues that the Constitutional Court was plainly wrong in all the circumstances to grant judgment for the respondents, leader of the opposition business in the House, Philip Paulwell, and his colleague in the Senate, Peter Bunting. The Attorney General maintains that the court erred in its interpretation of the amended section of the Constitution. The government submits that the amendment of the Constitution was passed for a proper purpose. Casey Douglas Lays is representing Ms. Llewellyn. Roby Ann Williams for Nationwide News.
The National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, is calling on opposition leader Mark Golding to address what he deems the dangerous and retrograde political interference expressed by his spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting. Dr. Chang is referencing a statement made by Senator Bunting at the recent 81st Annual Joint Central Conference of the Jamaica Police Federation. In an open letter to Mr. Golding, Dr. Chang says Mr. Bunting's comments were an attempt to pit the rank-and-file members of the JCF against the members of the High Command. Ricardo Brooks tells us more.
Former Police Federation head Corporal Rowan James is currently before the courts after being interdicted by the High Command. This is over controversial comments he made at a colleague's funeral last year. During his address at the Federation's conference earlier this month, Senator Bunting suggested that Corporal James was being muzzled after he was not given leave to attend the function.
I also see a letter going around explaining that the commissioner did not give permission for Corporal Rowan James to attend. Well, let me thank the commissioner for giving permission for me to attend, as the High Command having effectively muzzled Mr. James. It is left to me to be the principal advocate for the rank and file here today.
Dr. Chang says the statement created dissension in the meeting and was tantamount to political interference in a JCF internal disciplinary matter. He says any semblance of political interference in such issues is a dangerous and retrograde step. Referencing Jamaica's long and torturous history of political interference in the operations of the police, the National Security Minister cautioned the opposition leader to correct course. He says operational matters, including disciplinary action, are always exclusively the remit of the Commissioner of Police and the Police High Command. Dr. Chang says while no institution is above public criticism and question, the manner and nature of such public statements must be tempered against the obligation to protect the institution from undue influence. He says it's problematic when a political representative agitates on behalf of a specific individual officer against the High Command in such a manner. The National Security Minister says when politicians behave in such a way, it breaches the lines of separation between policy and political interference. Dr. Chang is of the view that a political representative delivering a speech to mobilize the rank and file against the High Command is fraught with danger. He's hoping that Mr. Golding is of a similar opinion. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
The opposition PNP has abstained from voting on a bill which would see future Jamaican laws passed on the authority of the Parliament and the people of Jamaica rather than the British monarch. The bill was carried through all its stages in the House of Representatives on Tuesday by the Minister of Legal Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Fort.
Subclause A provides for the amendment of subsection 1 of section 61 in 3 material particulars. 1. Deletion of the words the Governor General for assent and substituting therefore the word Parliament. Thirdly, deletion of the words the Queen Most Excellent Majesty and substituting therefore the words the Parliament of Jamaica.
As it now stands, laws are enacted on the authority of the King with the advice and consent of the Senate and House of Representatives. The bill proposes the amendment of Section 61 of the Constitution to remove reference to the King's Most Excellent Majesty in enacting Jamaican laws. But the opposition leader, Mark Golding, questioned the logic and the timing of the move.
That the removal of words of enactment before even a bill to remove the King as the head of Parliament is even drafted is somewhat meaningless and even illogical. Quite apart from any technical questions as to whether this amendment conforms with the constitutional restrictions on altering the Constitution, which are quite comprehensive and can operate by implication, the timing of this legislation is odd, even illogical, before the introduction or even the preparation of the bill for the removal of the monarchy. And we know that now that the report of the CRC has been made public, there's a lot of discussion about it in the public domain. There are many criticisms of aspects of it, and those need to be worked through a process of, I think, engagement and consultation with the public.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. The bill, which required a simple majority, passed with 33 ayes and 3 abstentions. 24 MPs were absent, including Mr. Golding, who left the chamber before the vote was cast. Meanwhile, Minister Malahoo Fort dismissed the opposition leader's concerns.
This bill is coming to ensure that when the substantive bill for the establishment of the Republic of Jamaica comes, it does not have the words of enactment. And even in what the leader of the opposition said, it is his argument that is actually illogical, because he did concede that even that bill, which will abolish the monarchy, would have to be assented to by the Governor General in order for it to become law. Yes. So, Madam Speaker, it's just, I know there's an effort to be contentious even while logically you can't oppose to this.
Marlene Malahoo Fort, the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. She was speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Overseas now, South Africans are voting in an election seen as the country's most important in 30 years. It could put the young democracy in unknown territory. At stake is the 3-decade dominance of the African National Congress, ANC, which led South Africa out of apartheid's brutal white minority rule in 1994. It is now the target of a new generation of discontent in a country of 62 million people, half of whom are estimated to be living in poverty. After casting his vote, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said he had no doubt the ANC would win a majority and remain in government. Africa's most advanced economy has some of the world's deepest socio-economic problems, including one of the worst unemployment rates at 32%. The lingering inequality, with poverty and joblessness disproportionately affecting the black majority, threatens to unseat the party that promised to end it all by bringing down apartheid under the slogan of a better life for all. That's the news.
News at 7 was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
17 minutes past 7.
Employers, mark your calendars. The annual Employers Return, SO2, originally due March 31, 2024, is now due on April 2, 2024. File online at jamaicatax.gov.jm. Contact 888-TAX-HELP for more assistance. The temperature by Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
My man.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Drive Hyundai Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 5.99% interest rate. Yes, shop Hyundai Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 5.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 5.99%. Conditions apply.
If you're a teacher from Manila, nurse worker, college professor, a businessman from St. Ann, NCB is the bank for everyone. Enough respect, big up every Jamaican. NCB, a build a better nation. We're your bank for wealth creation. NCB are the people's bank. Time now for we own a bank. NCB are the people's bank.
NCB is the people's bank. Therefore, the people should own the bank. There's a saying, if you buy the milk, you should own the cow.
Me just love me Jamaican bank. NCB are the people's bank.
Investing involves risks. Please review the NCB FG prospectus and seek financial advice before making any investment decision. Visit goipo.jncb.com for application details.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
.7:19 on the clock. Time to make our second check-in with the man on the streets, Ludlow McLean. Ludlow, what's happening out there?
All right, 1 second, George. Morning to the listeners of the Mountain Public. Listeners, good morning to you all. George, I'd like to hear what an engineer, I don't know what you call that engineer, deal with roads and all of that.
Civil.
But I'd like one of them to come on. Huh?
Civil engineer.
Right.
Yeah.
And how best can we minimize potholes? If something is wrong, the same pothole was patched in a few months or whatever.
Months? Ludlow, we had our weeks, couple of weeks.
All right. So there must be a way to solve that. It's what we call a band-aid effort. You patch it, and then the thing is gone again.
Yeah.
Something must be wrong with the cause. You have to deal with the cause and not the symptom.
Yeah, man.
I'd like an engineer to come on one day and give us some history of how this thing can be done and what pertains in other countries. So, anyway, that's that.
All right, so no problem.
Just to say that the traffic has intensified in a lot of areas. I know I'm not talking about school children, so maybe there are some of them are doing exams, but the road getting into half a tree, it's a challenge. Getting further down half a tree, probably it's steady flow. And this morning, the boulevard was busy with traffic. Hadley Park Road, from 3 miles, quite active. There is a gap in terms of vehicle moving freely until you get towards Eastwood Park Road. Going through South Odenham is always a challenge. It's quite busy, quite active now. And all lanes are extremely busy along Contour Spring Road, going into Harper Tree. It's a similar thing coming from Waterloo, going onto Hope Road into Harper Tree Square. All these areas are busy. And those are over on the eastern side. Coming up Mountain View, it's busy, but you can still make your way. Windward Road, East Queen Street, all these areas are quite busy and active. And those of you coming from Bull Bay, once you get to that roundabout, going into the Harbour View to get onto Surf Florizel Glasspool Highway, it's quite busy, quite active. So it's quite busy at this time. And don't believe it's only Kingston, Linstead, all these areas. Old Harbour has a lot of traffic in Old Harbour Square, Linstead Square, all these areas quite active with these. So it's our our second report for the morning. We hope you have a very good morning. Travel safe. Please, I always advise you. At the intersection, don't keep it free. You can be prosecuted. Over and out, George.
Thank you very much, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with the second of 2 Street Smart reports on this day. Up next, Front Page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're now tuned into our discussion segment, The Front Page. Leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, has shared a video on social media showing what he says is proof that he is a born Jamaican. This amid doubts over whether he was indeed born on the island, amid debate over his declaration that he is a dual Jamaican-British citizen.
This is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and Leader of the Opposition. I was born in Jamaica. I grew in Jamaica. I have only ever worked in Jamaica, and I'm not leaving Jamaica, land we love. And I can tell you, I am not one of the illicit six, and my statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission have been certified and published for all years through to and including 2022, and my declaration for 2023 was filed in time by the March deadline in accordance with the law. God bless you all.
Mr. Golding has come under fire from the ruling JLP and users of social media over his continued membership of the House of Representatives as a dual citizen. Golding is adamant that he is on the right side of the law, as the Constitution does allow a British national to sit in the Jamaican Parliament. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. And Section 39, Part A of Jamaica's Constitution says any person who at the date of their appointment or nomination for election can serve in Parliament as long as he or she is a Commonwealth citizen of the age of 21 years and upwards.
Right. So when you're doing accounting, one of the important things is reconciliation. So here's what many people are saying now that the reconciliation is a bit dicey on, because they say Section 40 of the same Constitution, which reads, no person shall be qualified for election as a member of the House of Representatives who, 1, or A, is a member of the Senate, B, is disqualified for election by any law for the time being in force in Jamaica by reasons of his holding or acting in any office, the functions of which involve any responsibility for or in connection with the conduct of any election or any responsibility for the compilation or revision of any electoral register. 2, no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator or elected as a member of the House of Representatives who, A, is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state, holds or is acting in any public office or the office of Judge of the Supreme Court or Judge of the Court of Appeal, or save as is otherwise provided by Parliament, is a member of a defense force. I can stop there because that covers the section that many people are wondering about. By virtue of his own act, under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Many people are saying, Tona, that, all right, Mr. Golding, you have shown us your Jamaican passport. What about the British passport?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? And what about the obvious question that exists to answer? How many times in your life have you had cause to renew your British passport? Because based on what we've seen in the media, Mark Golding appears to say he got his passport as a child, and he was careful to note that it wasn't I who went and got the passport. My father got the passport for me when I was a child, and that passport was due to expire sometime soon, and that he's not going to renew it. So clearly the facetious thing is to say, well, so the passport has been valid from you're a child to know that you're in your 50s. How many times have you renewed that passport? And make a video now responding to that question and show us that British passport appears to be what the consensus is among people who have been following this issue very closely.
Also, George, Mr. Golding, when he first spoke on this matter about 2 weeks ago or so, in that post that he made on Instagram, he said, from before serving in government, I travel on my Jamaican passport. But in the two images that he provided of passports in that post yesterday, the passport, one of them has the date of issue as 2011, and the other has date of issue as 2021. Mm-hmm. So the question is, if it is that you're indicating to us that you have been traveling on your Jamaican passport before, from before serving in government, which would have been started in 2007, the only reasonable question to ask is, where is the 2001 Jamaican passport? Because that is the passport that would indicate and corroborate what you have said, mm-hmm. that you've been traveling on your Jamaican passport before serving in government. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, what you showed does not satisfy or answer that question, mm-hmm. because the passports that you have shown, one has an issue date of 2011, which would have been after you began serving in government, because you started as a senator in 2007, and the other is 2021. Yes. So where's the 2001 passport?
Yes, absolutely. All those questions are to answer. And look, the PNP is making it appear as if they aren't rattled by this. They are. It's as clear as day. Sufficient for the opposition leader to bring what he would think is, well, he would judge to be evidence into the public domain to shape the narrative. They are rattled by the issue. They want to control the narrative. They feel as if it's getting away from them. But the more Mr. Golding provides, the deeper the sinkhole appears to get. There are several questions to answer. And look, the form of the PNP in matters like these, since they started running with the wind at their backs, mm-hmm. is that they call a press conference and they explain everything. Why have we not had a press conference yet, Mr. Golding, Dr. Campbell, to address the issues frontally, to answer all questions that the journalists may put to you? Have that press conference in the way that you've had press conferences about issues in the public domain in the recent past. Yeah? Bring all of the big wigs of the party, those who can assist with answering the questions. Have Mr. Golding sit there and let him face the media and answer the questions, since you say there is nothing to hide. And then in so doing, you can answer the questions and prove to other people that, look, this is all a distraction. But for the longer you keep on obfuscating, skipping, playing hopscotch, ducking, run, as Jamaicans say, run, chuck, and stay level, the longer you do that, the more the questions will, the lower rather, the questions will hang over your head until one day maybe the questions will just tumble down, and who knows what will happen when the issues tumble down on the head of the opposition leader and the PNP. So we need clarity. It's a simple thing.
And the other clarity, George, I know we're going to the break, is that wanting to see the British passport as well is to confirm to us too what you're saying about your British passport expiring this year. You have told the Jamaican people that your British passport is expiring this year. George, you spoke to how many times that has been renewed and maintained, but we want to see as well. You said that the British passport is expiring in 2024. Let us see that page too. Why put out the pages of only what's in the Jamaican passports. Let us see that important page as well for the British passport. Let us see the 2024 expiration date on that page. If it is that, the British passport is going to expire in 2024, as you've said.
We know you're not afraid of the media, Mark Golding. Definitely not. You've not been up to this point. Don't start being afraid now.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:33.
If you're a teacher from Manila, nurse worker, college professor, a businessman from St. Ann, NCB is the bank for everyone. Enough respect, big up every Jamaican. NCB, a build a better nation. We're your bank for wealth creation. NCB are the people's bank. Time now for we own a bank. NCB are the people's bank.
NCB is the people's bank. Therefore, the people should own the bank. There's a saying, if you buy the milk, you should own the cow.
Me just love me Jamaican bank. NCB are the people's bank.
Investing involves risks. Please review the NCB FG prospectus and seek financial advice before making any investment decision. Visit goipo.jncb.com for application details.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public while on the road to republic. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
Eliminate the hassle of managing multiple medications that can be confusing. Thanks to Houghton's Pharmacy. Introducing RX Pack, a mobile app available in the App Store and Google Play Store. RX Pack is specially designed for you to order and manage your medications. Download today for free. That's RX Pack for better medication management. Call 876-RX-0-RX-RX or visit our website, houghtonsrx.com for more details.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10 or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, turning our attention now to water. The government has announced a $25 billion project designed to provide relief to sections of western parishes affected by chronic water supply challenges. The details of the project, dubbed the Western Jamaica Water Resilience Program, was outlined by Prime Minister Andrew Holness in Parliament on Tuesday. The project will see the upgrade, installation and replacement of major pipelines in western Jamaica. Now, the pipelines will be installed from the Martha Brae water treatment plant in Trelawney to Terminal Reservoir in St. James. A pipeline will also be installed from the Great River water treatment plant in St. James to Negril in Westmoreland. Prime Minister Holness says his government understands the problems and is moving to respond to a situation that has affected the quality of life of the people of Western Jamaica.
Yeah, the Minister of Water, Matthew Samuda, joins us this morning. Morning, sir.
Morning, George. Morning, Tona.
Right.
Morning to you, listeners.
Good. The most important question is timelines, because one of the things that we've heard from the stakeholders in Negril, the tourism stakeholders to be precise, and members of the business community, is that yes, the government says it's doing something, but the timelines aren't according with the gravity of the situation on the ground. So the obvious place to start is timelines for this $25 billion project.
I think we'd also have to acknowledge that several other commitments that we've made in terms of upgrades and significant maintenance work are either underway or have been completed in the space, and I'll go through those in a minute. But as it relates to the major $24.8 billion two pipelines, we expect to start this calendar year. Now, the steps that have to be taken to facilitate that. The first was taken yesterday with the announcement of the contract for the pre-engineering works. That has to be completed within 6 weeks. We expect to spend between 2 to 4 weeks with the Ministry of Finance, going through the varying steps that would allow for the Minister of Finance to carry the resolution that allows for direct procurement under the emergency circumstances that we need in sometime in July. Then you have approximately 4 months to wait on pipe deliveries. So we expect to be in the ground before the end of the year.
And in terms of the pipe delivery, from which part of the world are the pipes set to be delivered?
To be determined based on the pre-engineering, but 4 months is reasonable time to have some deliveries start.
How does this project reconcile with the medium-term and long-term plans for Western Jamaica articulated by the NWC and costed?
So the Western Water Resilience Program contemplates a number of other steps. It also contemplates significant upgrades in storage, as well as upgrades at the treatment plants at Martha Brae, at Great River, and indeed in Roaring River also in Westmoreland. Contemplates, I believe, 8 major tank upgrades that should increase storage by several million gallons, as well as significant NRW work. You'll recall from the last time I believe I was on a program related to Negril, I'd mentioned that the NRW, being the non-revenue water, so for all intents and purposes, the leaks in Hanover were close to 70%. So there's a number of programs and realignments with the distribution network that will also have to take place in parallel with these major pipelines.
If we take the western section of St. Elizabeth, Minister, and go as far north as there is land, and go all the way west to Negril Point, even amid the reduced rainfall that we've been experiencing in that segment of the country over time, is there enough water in that part of the island to supply customers consistently?
And the answer is yes. The recent assessments done as a part of the Water Resources Master Plan, which was tabled and gazetted by the Prime Minister, I believe, in November of last year, it speaks to the fact that we still have sufficient surface water despite the climatic realities that we're facing. The question is harnessing that water, processing that water, storing it, pumping it, distributing it to pipes. And that is an infrastructure issue that we face because there has been a chronic lack of investment in the water sector post-independence.
Even as you move to put new pipes into the ground under this $25 billion project, the work that you had forecast to do to replace existing bad pipes, does that continue?
It does. So we are already in tender for a national non-revenue water partner. We've gone through the pre-qualification phase, and we expect to have that partnership in place before the end of the year, starting to the significant works. But even as we speak, George, in Western Negril, there's heavy equipment doing work right now on the replacement on 1.2 kilometers of severely degraded lines in the vicinity of some business, I believe, named Miad. That's the landmark that has been given to me. That work is underway now. There is work underway, and I believe 3 other major pipelines between Green Island and Negril. So that work will have to continue in parallel.
Yeah. And on the matter of schools, Minister Samuda, how many schools in Westmoreland, Hanover have been assessed, and which one of the campuses need additional storage?
Well, my understanding is that most of the schools in Western Jamaica do need additional storage. They would have had the benefit of better rainfall in the past. So we will have to do major upgrade works through the course of the summer to make sure that the disruptions for next school term are at a minimum and are certainly not related to water. I don't have the exact numbers at this point in time.
And what will the upgrades entail? Is it building new tanks, adding additional black tanks? What will the upgrades be like?
It's a mix. So if you look at what the Rural Water Supply Limited has done for other schools, sometimes it's adding a 20,000 gallon cement tank. If 2 black tanks are sufficient, we put that in. Sometimes it's a mix of both because of the nature of the layout of the school. We've also added rainwater harvesting components to schools that are in areas that are not likely to see infrastructure upgrades over the next 2 years. So they have that added component to add to supplies.
Are you due to, I saw something, are you due to have a meeting with the stakeholders in the grill this week, sometime this week? Is it today?
I have a stakeholder meeting in Hanover at midday.
That's today?
That's actually that's stakeholders from St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, and specifically.
And what are you intending to tell them?
Well, we're intending to field questions and to update them on the works that we've done. And I started by mentioning that because I think that's important. We've done works on the Great River Treatment Plant that has increased supplies right along the western corridor from western St. James into about Green Island, that has increased supplies close to 4 million gallons. That has allowed the plant that is at Logwood, which is suffering from the lower inflows, which is really what has primarily caused the issue in the grill, to pretty much pump westerly. So Logwood used to deal with Green Island back to Lucy. Now it only deals with Green Island going into Westmoreland. So you've cut the area that Logwood is asked to supply, which has helped significantly. Certainly on Beach Road, the issues you have in West End continue because of the degraded pipeline, which we're in construction now and should be complete in 3 weeks.
Would you say that the non-revenue water issue is worse in Western Jamaica than in any part of the island?
It's certainly at crisis proportions. There are parts of rural Jamaica that do compete pretty heavily, and it's not a competition anyone should want to win. The issues in Hanover and Westmoreland with non-revenue water are, however, extreme.
Extreme?
Yes, because you're above 60% in almost all sections of both parishes.
Yeah, and give me the percentage for the corporate area again, just by comparison.
37.
So
the corporate area in 2015 was at 71.
Yes.
Over the last 9 years, we've brought it down by half, and over the next 2, we're targeting 20.
And just so we don't leave anybody behind, when you say non-revenue water, define that again.
Non-revenue water is water that is either leaked or stolen. Either way, it can't be accounted for.
Right. So of all the water that is pumped around the pipes in Western Jamaica, you are losing 60% of it either to the ground, it soaks away, or somebody taps into the line and steals it.
And invariably, when there's theft, it's not done properly. So there's also significant leakage at the points of connection because it's not connected at NWC standards. But there are communities in Hanover, in and around Negril, that have upwards of 70% non-revenue water.
And who steals this water? Farmers, manufacturers of, not manufacturers, operators of machinery, people who have factories. What's the intel telling you?
Any mix of the above, George. It depends on the particular area. But people who shouldn't. And let's just leave it at that. And we encourage, if anyone is aware of that, to bring us up to speed on it.
Hold the line, Minister.
It does damage the network.
Hold the line, Minister. We're about to take a break and come right back. Speaking with the Minister in charge of water, Matthew Samuda, $25 billion water project for Western Jamaica, alongside the other projects he says that the NWC announced previously to ameliorate the conditions facing people in that part of the country.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:46.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
29 degrees Celsius in both Kingston and Montego Bay.
savings, more choices.
It's time for Active Home Center's anniversary sale. Celebrate another great year with big anniversary sale savings. Get up to 40% off selected windows, doors, furniture, tiles, and so much more. Get these great sale prices now through Wednesday, May 29th. See you soon in our Kingston and Montego Bay locations. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Plan your tomorrow today. Introducing JMMB's Hello Future Retirement Planning website. Figure out how much you'll need to be set for life with our calculated tools and tips at your fingertips. Visit hellofuture.jmmb.com and start your journey to your dream retirement today. Conditions apply.
My Mega
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Water Minister Matthew Samuda remains with us. Minister, we were having a conversation off air, Ton and myself, about the cost of the non-revenue water being higher than the value of the water itself lost, because you have to pay to treat the water, you have to pay to truck, you have to pay to pump the water, and if 60-odd%, 70-odd% of it is going away, is either leaking into the ground or being stolen in Western Jamaica, that's a huge cost. And then you'll have to pay to subsidize trucks to replace the water that you had treated and pumped intended for the residents. Have you put a cost on the overall effect and impact of the non-revenue water in Western Jamaica? Minister?
The NWC collects anywhere between $3.3 and $3.6 billion on a monthly basis. There is no parish other than Kingston and St. Andrew and soon to be parish Portmore that is below 50% in non-revenue water. So in the West, I mean, we could work it out, but I don't have those figures at the tip of my fingers. But the bigger cost is the impact on citizens.
Yes.
Right? It's the cost of the impact on students at school. It's the cost on parents trying to figure out where water will come from in the morning. It's the cost on businesses. It's a heavy human cost. And it's why the government is making the allocations and is doing all the steps necessary to procure the works direct under emergency circumstances to make sure that an investment like this is done. I mean, persons need to understand that between Martha Brae and Negril West End on water, more will be invested than on the parochial road network through the SPART program, which is at $20 billion for the year.
How many kilometers of pipeline do you estimate to be in Western Jamaica?
In total, this I don't have that figure charge, admittedly. But
because where I was going was how much percent of it is rotten pipes.
I would say the non-revenue water probably corresponds.
So 60% of the pipeline basically no good.
So if you look at the Martha Brae line currently, all of it is bad. At least 38 kilometers of it is bad. So you'd have noticed last week we had a major break at the Coral Gardens police station in that vicinity. Now that would have caused vehicular accidents. That would have cut water to all of Eastern St. James for about a day and a half. And when you patch that section, because the pressure moves a little further down, in the vicinity of Hyatt and then Half Moon, you have other breaks 2 days later. And then 2 days later, you have another break. The entire length is rotten. And it is rotting faster than expected because of saltwater intrusion, because of rising sea levels.
Whoa. Yeah.
60%. And across the country, Minister Samuda, in terms of the pipe network that is or has gone bad?
So, I could spend all day listing systems that require upgrades. The reality is the volume of work on our distribution network that is required has not been done over the last 40 to 50 years. When one contemplates that the Yalas pipeline and indeed this Martha Brae line was put in the early 80s. These pipes are meant to last 40 years. They've now outlived their expected time. So we do have major challenges. When you think of older communities, even in Kingston and St. Andrew, communities like West Kingston, their distribution network is a disaster, and we will have to upgrade these lines. And that's why we're doing the National Non-Revenue Water Program. And that will take approximately 10 to 12 years to bring the country up to international standards.
There was a caller in the break, Minister, who pleaded with us, well, didn't have to plead because it's their job, to ask you about a pump in Brownstown, which, from my memory, I saw the NWC release when it was sent. It was just before the local government elections. A pump had burnt up, and so residents of a particular section, including Brownstown and adjoining communities, were not getting the supply that they expected, and they asked for you to give an update on the replacement of that pump, or the repair of that pump.
George, it's not quite just a pump. It's Minard Wells, and anyone who's familiar with that area would know that supplies pretty much all of Brownstown and its environs. At the latter part of last year, that well all but collapsed, damaging the existing pump that was there. We did some repair works, which pretty much holds the pump at 50% of capacity every 6 weeks before it goes down again on that old well. We are currently putting in a new well, a new pumping system that we expect to be complete within 3 months. So the well has been dug, the new well has been dug. I believe what they call the casing, which is metal inserted down the center of it, is underway now, and we expect, having done the tests, to have the new pumps and the new infrastructure completed within 3 months.
3 months. So the current conditions of intermittent supply will carry for at least the next 3 months, is what you're saying?
Yes, that's the unfortunate reality in that space. It's why as early as February this year, we had to allocate significant sums to NWC to facilitate additional trucking. It's why you will recall in April we would have announced additional sums both to the Member of Parliament and to the municipality in St. Ann to facilitate support for the community of Brownstown. What they went through in Christmas was very difficult. We certainly don't expect them to have that problem this Christmas with the new infrastructure that will be completed.
And Minister Samido, we have another YouTuber, another of our listeners, asking about Caldwell in Hanover. The person, Selvin Thompson, says water is running to waste like Duns River. The pipes are old.
Not familiar with the area, but I'm surely we'll pass it on to the maintenance team today, and we'll get on that right away.
Not so long ago, Minister, you appeared to be at Daggers Drawn with tourism interests in the grill, who were very upset at what they said was the protracted nature of the timeline for work to be done to allow them to have regular supply so that their guests and their workers could have the time expected. Have those relations improved? Have you convinced them of the government's earnest attention to the water situation there?
No, I wouldn't describe the relationship as Daggers Drawn. I think the sheer impact and the weight of this climatic crisis in Negril would have obviously weighed on relationships. But we have maintained constant contact, certainly with the GHTA and with parish interests as well. We speak every day. Not always sorts of conversations that everyone wants to have, but we speak very regularly with interest in that space. The government is here to support them and is making the allocations and following the process allowed to us to ensure that work starts this year.
Yeah, I know also that a few NWC workers in some parts of Western Jamaica came under pressure in the grill precisely because they said that they were called and abused by some business people who felt that it was them who were not turning on the water, and people wanted to be transferred out of the parish, out of the area. Has that issue settled?
I would say that for the most part it seems to have subsided. The increase of over 1 million gallons, which reduces the problem by about 40%, is having some positive impact. When people hear 40% improvement, if they don't have water, they don't necessarily feel that impact. So I can't say that the issue has gone away. It is also why the Prime Minister would have announced that he's deeply concerned of any allegations related to how trucking is done, and why we've asked the NWC to set up a hotline, which I expect them to publish later today, for anyone who has these concerns to raise them in a private way that allows us to investigate. But what I would say is that the situation has been incredibly trying for NWC staff, Rural water supply limited, certainly even the staff at the municipality that I've spoken to. It's been a tough period. Having this level of shortfall for any community is just not what you want to go through. So it's been tough in Brownstown. It's been very tough in Negril.
And what has been done or is being done, Minister Samuda, in relation to those who are stealing water? Because you said the loss of water is not just about the pipes that have gone bad, but persons are stealing it too.
So we break illegal connections and report them to the police when they're found, regardless of where they're found. So persons have in the past been prosecuted for theft of water. I can't quite say numbers, but I know prosecutions have happened in the past.
And the have you seen, well, I'm sure you get information constantly, the latest rainfall pattern maps that you would have seen over the last 2 weeks or so, are those any different from the maps you shared with us about a month ago, which showed the red zone out in the west and only in the central Jamaica where you'd expect, adequate rainfall out in the east somewhat? Has that pattern changed based on the latest information you've seen?
Not much, admittedly. The west still has not gotten adequate rainfall. Every time there's an afternoon shower, someone WhatsApps me a video saying it's finally raining, we're out of the woods, and you kind of try to temper expectations because the frequency and the intensity of the rainfall hasn't been enough to recharge the Negril Aquifer. And that Negril Aquifer is, we extract from that aquifer both at Logwood and at the Bullstrode system. So those systems serve everywhere like Little London, Grange Hill, Negril, West End itself, Sheffield, those sorts of places. So those places continue to have less rainfall than needed, and that has led to where we are.
Yeah, hear you on that. Thank you for your time this morning. All the best, Minister.
Thanks, George. Thanks, Donna.
That's the Minister in charge of Water, Senator Matthew Samuda. Boy, yeah, we should check in back with our tourism stakeholders in Negril to see how they are faring now, because I described it as daggers drawn. It was really like that. I don't know if you got that feeling, but the people are a bit vexed because the situation was dire. Yeah, you can imagine you run a hotel and tourists wake up and can't brush them teeth, can't flush the toilet. It's ridiculous. And hold on, and the workers who come to work and pour water for tourists and don't have water for them wash them face for go school. It was a difficult thing. So has that improved, and are they satisfied that what the government is announcing and is doing is going to help in the medium to long term? Yeah, those are the questions. Across Jamaica comes up now. Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8 o'clock.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Wednesday morning, I'm Tawna Thomas. The Caribbean Poison Information Network, CARPIN, at the University of Technology, Jamaica, is observing Poison Prevention Week this week. The observance from May 26 to 31 is under the theme Poison Connection, linking each facet of society. Poison Information Coordinator at CARPIN, Sharika Whitelock Belingsing, says the observance is an avenue through which the organization reminds Jamaicans of the importance of protecting health and well-being through preventative actions. Whitelock Belingsing says accidental poisoning is a serious public health challenge in the country, which has the potential to disrupt the population's health and the overall health system. She says the common poisoning agents to which individuals are exposed daily include cleaning agents, chemicals, pesticides, and pharmaceuticals. She adds that children continue to be most affected, along with a vulnerable population, such as farmers and specific industry workers who come in contact with chemicals because of their livelihood. Mrs. Whitelock Belingsing highlights the importance of protecting children from poison by carefully storing chemicals out of their reach and in the original or labeled containers. This week's activities include a social media campaign, a webinar with speakers from the International Center for Environmental and Nuclear Sciences at the University of the West Indies, the Consumer Affairs Commission, and the Westmoreland Health Department, and an online event in collaboration with the Mindfulness Jamaica Initiative, where students from institutions across the country will be engaged in talks on poison education within schools, protecting children's mental health, and monitoring substance abuse. An Ananda alert has been activated for 14-year-old Timoya Panton of 5th Street, Kingston 12. She is of dark complexion and medium build. Reports from the Trenchtown Police are that Timoya was last seen at home at about 8 a.m. on Monday. She was dressed in a floral blouse, shorts, and a pair of slippers. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Timoya Panton is being asked to contact the Trenchtown Police at 876-948-8243, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. The Portland Police, they've reported that a teenager who has been missing since the beginning of the month has returned home. The teen is 15-year-old Ridian Wilson of Zion Hill District, Ferryhill. Ridian was first reported missing on May 8. In its update yesterday, the police did not disclose the circumstances surrounding Ridian's return. They say, however, that she is in good health. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Wednesday morning. I'm Tawna Thomas.
The best Burger King with the best tasting burger under the sun. You deserve the best, you are number one. Best. Flame grilling, juicy whopper, cause you deserve it. Yeah, next level, awesome, that's how we serve it. My menu done your way. You got the taste rules every day. Flame grilled goodness, you deserve it. Great taste, well done. More flavor, fresh Burger King, best tasting burger under the sun.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Fairly Notty has devastated another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion. A personal...
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away. And Jamaica retained their title. And the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say.
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Construction Company Limited, Digicel, Grace Foods, Spirits of Jamaica, Imperial Optical Jamaica, and Rainforest Caribbean.
If you're a teacher from Manila, nurse worker, college professor, a businessman from St. Ann, NCB is the ball for everyone. Enough respect, big up every Jamaican. NCB, a build a better nation. We're your bank for wealth creation. NCB are the people's bank. Time now for we own a bank. NCB are the people's bank.
NCB is the people's bank. Therefore, the people should own the bank. There's a saying, if you buy the milk, you should own the cow.
Me just love me Jamaican bank. NCB are the people's bank.
Investing involves risks. Please review the NCB FG prospectus and seek financial advice before making any investment decision. Visit goipo.jncb.com for application details.
My Mega best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. all in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
Fit Nation is brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
You wanna hot body? You wanna Bugatti? You wanna Maserati? You better work. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work. Now get to work. Ring it on, ring it loud. Don't stop now, just be the champion. Work it hard like it's your profession. Watch out now, 'cause here it comes. Here comes the smasher, here comes the masher, here comes the big beat to blast ya. No time to quit now, just time to get it now. Pick up what I'm putting down, pick up what I'm putting down. You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti?
Did you hear me say ready?
You want a Maserati? You better work.
It's that time of the morning on a Wednesday when we do Fit Nation. And this morning we're focusing on 10 facts about physical fitness. There's no question that exercise is great for our health, but if you're looking for even more reasons to get physical, in Fit Nation today, we'll give you some interesting facts you may not know about exercise. And at number 1, strength training continues to burn fat long after you finish your workout. The higher an individual's muscle mass and the lower their fat mass, the higher their metabolic rate, as muscle tissue burns far more energy than fat tissue at rest. Using resistance training to gain lean muscle mass is therefore beneficial to burn fat and can continue doing so long after you finish your workout. At number 2, music can improve the quality of your workout. Feel like you just can't work out without your favorite playlist? Well, you're not imagining that. Some research is suggesting listening to music during exercise can distract people from pain. I don't know if that's a good thing. What kind of pain? And delay fatigue, elevate mood, increase endurance and performance, and reduce perceived effort, and may even boost power and strength. So the advice this morning is don't forget your headphones. But I'll also say, increase your mood, get you to work out for a bit longer. But if you're feeling intense pain, you probably want to stop and check that out. But at number 3, exercise can make you happier. They're really saying, no, man, if you're feeling intense pain, like the burn is out of the ordinary, you probably pull up something and you want to stop. Yeah. Okay, Jeremy says intense pain, it means intense workout. But if you feel like you pull up something, but the music nice, still stop. Still stop and check that out. Yeah, because you don't want to do more damage. At number 3, exercise can make you happier. Yeah. Physical activity is a bit of a mental health superhero. When you exercise, your brain releases its happy chemicals, such as endorphins and serotonin, instantly improving your mood. Plus, regular exercise can help reduce stress and ease symptoms of depression and anxiety. At number 4, a longer workout isn't necessarily a better workout. The best workout is the workout that you're going to do, and it all comes down to what your goals are and what you're hoping to achieve. For example, your 1-hour workout might be a steady walk, whereas your 10-minute workout could be a high-intensity training session. Both are valuable, and any type of workout is better than not working out any at all. At number 5, you can't target trouble spots with exercise. Many people think that concentrating on specific muscle groups will reduce the fat in those areas. For example, doing lunges to melt away fat on the thighs and balm or sit-ups to flatten your stomach. However, that's simply not how our bodies work. As we work out, we burn fat from all over our bodies, and the pattern is determined by genes, your age, your hormones, and not how many squats you've done. So instead, focus on full body workouts and let science take care of the rest. And number 6 for you this morning, regular exercise can reduce fatigue. The thought of working out might make you feel exhausted, but if you actually get up and move your body, you'll likely find that you feel invigorated. Physical activity is known to boost energy levels and can also minimize fatigue by helping you sleep better. It's important to note, though, that some chronic conditions, including long COVID, which is a thing, may be exacerbated by the wrong type or amount of exercise. So in these situations, it's important to talk to your health professional, your doctor, for personalized advice when it comes to an exercise program. At number 7, eating before a workout may help with weight loss. Yeah? Training is a fasted state, is supported by scientific literature as well as anecdotal experience for fat loss. However, fueling appropriately before a workout can also increase performance and power outputs during the workout, therefore leading to great returns post-workout. At number 8, there are 4 key types of exercise, and we all need all of them. While cardio is an important part of a fitness regimen, it's only one aspect of your physical fitness. Strength, flexibility, and balance exercises are also essential for people of all ages. So you do your cardio, but also your strength training, your flexibility workouts, and your balance exercises. Strength exercise could be weights or resistance training. Flexibility could be as simple as doing gentle stretching and bending exercises each day, or you might try a class such as yoga or dancing or tai chi. And maintaining balance now is essential to help prevent falls as you age. Try doing heel raises, your side leg raises, and even toe heel walking in a straight line. At number 9, so the penultimate point, different activity requirements apply to different age groups. The amount of activity you need depends on your age. So children and young people aged 15 to 17 should do at least 60 minutes to an hour of moderate to vigorous physical activity each day. And this doesn't have to be one 60-minute session. Several shorter sessions are fine. And adults aged 18 to 64, so my category, are recommended to be active most days, doing either 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate. You hear that, Jermaine? Persons aged 18 to 64 are recommended to be active most days, doing either 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate intensity physical activity or 1.25 to 2.5 hours of vigorous intensity physical activity each week. For people 65 and over, or more mature crowd, it's recommended that they do at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity on most, preferably all days. And if you do more, you'll get your bonus benefits. And at number 10, exercise can improve your focus, your concentration, and your memory. Exercise even improves brain function. As blood pumps to the brain during physical activity, it can help us think more clearly, leaving us feeling more focused after a workout. Exercise also increases the size of the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, as well as the connections between nerve cells in the brain, helping guard against brain injury and disease. So just to recap, the 10, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 facts about physical fitness. At number 1, strength training. Continue to do that. Music can improve the quality of your workout. At number 3, exercise can make you happier. Number 4, a longer workout isn't necessarily a better workout. Number 5, you can't target trouble spots with exercise. At number 6, regular exercise can reduce fatigue and tiredness. At number 7, eating before a workout may help with weight loss. But that doesn't mean you should eat, a whole bucket of chicken. At number 8, there are 4 key types of exercise, and we all need them. That's cardio, strength training, flexibility, and balance exercises. At number 9, different activity requirements apply to different age groups. And at number 10, exercise can improve your focus, concentration, and memory. That's it for Fit Nation today.
You wanna hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work.
Fit Nation was brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A Pure Water would drink. The time by Pure Water is
8:18.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
After the 1952 Olympics, Jamaica endured a gold drought for 5 Olympic cycles. That's until Donald Quarry ended the streak at the 1976 Montreal Games, winning the men's 200 meters. Quarry made the Jamaican 100 meters team for the 1968 Summer Olympics as a 17-year-old, but he got injured in training and could not compete. In 1976, after winning the AAA's 100 and 200 meters titles, Quarry could finally compete at the Olympics without injuries. He first made the 100 meters final, which he led until overtaken by Trinidadian Hasty Crawford. In the 200 meters, Quarry led the pack, coming out of the turn and held off all challenges to take the title in 20.22 seconds.
Away they go, first time, and Quarry got a magnificent start in lane 2, and Quarry really taking them off. And once the laps on the track, I'm not quite sure it is. And there's another one down, Hampton it looks like. No, Hampton in the centre, there's Quarry. And Quarry comes home in front with Hampton in second place, Evans third, and Benny fourth. And Quarry, the silver medalist in the 100, takes the 200 from Hampton. And in third place was Evans with Benny fourth.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
The best Burger King with the best tasting burger under the sun. You deserve the best, you are number one. Best. Flame grilling, juicy whopper, cause you deserve it. Yeah, next level, awesome, that's how we serve it. Mama menu done your way. You got the taste rules every day. Flame grilled goodness, you deserve it. Great taste, well done. More flavor, fresh Burger King, best tasting burger under the sun.
Raise your glass of milk and celebrate World Milk Day 2024 on May 30, 2024 at the Robert Lightburn High School, Trinityville, St. Thomas. World Milk Day is celebrated annually on June 1. But on May 30, Cliffviews Online will be present at this year's staging in Jamaica. Tune in as we celebrate the vital role dairy plays in delivering quality nutrition to nourish the world. Also join us in honoring the dairy farmers in St. Thomas, home of the largest population of dairy farmers. So don't miss Cliffviews Online at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on May 30, 2024. Catch them on the grounds of the Robert Lightburn High School in Trinityville, St. Thomas, or tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Dairy Development Board.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Coming to the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. Here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
We open the phone lines for a spell this morning. We have Richie. That's what we do.
Yes, Marjad, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Tana.
Morning to you, Richie.
Tell me something. How many years the Inter Commission said the Prime Minister does not file his statute deduction?
No, man, they didn't say he didn't file it. That's it. I'm happy you asked the question. So he has given information. He has responded to requests for information, but it is that the filings he has made, they have not certified them for 3 years now.
For 3 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I listened to Mark Golden on it on Monday morning, and he's on it again. I'm saying to Mark Golden now, Mr. Golden, do you remember that Greg Christie is the one who this had tell the Prime Minister and referring to the...
Wait, hold on, Richie.
It was a lie.
Hold on, Richie. Hold on, man.
Yes, come.
You know why you spoil what you say by saying these things. So I have no evidence that Greg Christie told any lies. So just clean up that and then just go forward with the point, because I think there's a point there. Make the point.
For the Prime Minister for country of interest to the DPP.
It wasn't the Greg Christie who did it, you know. It was the Director of Investigation, and then the Director of Corruption Prosecution said there was no case to prosecute. Yeah, that was how it went. So it wasn't Greg Christie at all.
It wasn't Greg. I thought
No,
it was
man.
Greg Christie.
Greg Christie is the executive director, you know. Greg Christie doesn't deal with investigations and criminal prosecution. That's Mr. Stevenson who handles that, and then Kamika Prince deals with the criminal prosecution, corruption prosecution. So it wasn't Greg Christie at all in any of that matter involving the Prime Minister.
Okay, so and you say it happened that way. So it was proven that the Prime Minister wasn't guilty of the offence then.
The corruption prosecution director said there was no case to prosecute.
There was no case to prosecute him. So if I say it was intended to carry him down, would I be saying something was wrong?
Well, that's your opinion. I couldn't stop you from saying that, and there's nothing wrong in you saying that. But
and
yeah.
if they bring down the Prime Minister, they will bring down the government. And at least from there, I believe the opposition would want them to call election. And if they bring him down and bring down the government, then opposition Mark Golden would become Prime Minister then. So I'm saying now, they talk about his statutory reduction, which he cannot file. I'm saying was their intention, whoever it was.
You're not
to bring him
listening,
down and
Richie.
bring down the government.
Richie, I wanted to get it right, my friend. It's not an issue of the Prime Minister not filing. The Prime Minister has filed. It's just that the Integrity Commission hasn't certified it. It's important for you to get it right.
I'm saying what Mark Golding is saying.
No, man. And what Mark Golding has said is that the Prime Minister's declarations have not been certified.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That's how it is.
Yeah,
Has not been certified.
Yeah, man.
But they are saying it has not been certified. And he's talking about the sixth parliamentarian as well. That's where it's going again. But the point I'm making, it was oversaid it. In my opinion, they was trying to bring him down and bring down the government. So if he cannot file his tax deduction in 3 years, why they don't publish it and bring him down then? Because in my opinion, the plan was to bring him down.
Well,
so I'm saying, I believe they should publish and bring it down.
Well, they will do. They've been taking a long time over this, so I don't know. I think what I'm sure of is that we're closer to them pronouncing on it than we've ever been before. All right?
Repeat that.
They are closer to pronouncing on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations than they've ever been before. They're closer to
Should
making
be
it. Yeah.
because it's one more day today.
Yeah, man. That's the point I'm making.
And
All right?
I'm going again talking about the 6th parliamentarian. Win St. George.
Yes.
This is about a year or more. They're talking about the 6th parliamentarian.
June is going to make a
Sunday-
year.
Huh?
June is going to make 1 year.
When?
June. Next month is going to make 1 year since they
All
said
right,
that in their
11
annual
months now.
report. Yeah.
And if they come out and say 6th parliamentarian Henry just said by this against, they should know who they are now. You can't go close to an investigation and don't know and don't know. So if you don't know, don't publish it.
Well, let's see what
let's see what happens. But
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I believe they are just playing politics. That's my point.
All right, sir. Here it is morning. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
welcome.
So it's Richie to Richard. Richard, morning.
Good morning, George. Tony, good morning. George,
Morning
I'm
to you.
mad at you, man.
Why are you mad at me?
You have the Minister of Water, and I tell you about the salt water in Portland, and you don't raise that issue. I type it in the chat and note, George.
I don't understand you. I've told you several times before that we have called and asked about the salt water in the line in Portland. They admit that there's salt water intrusion, and you did hear the minister say that even in Western Jamaica, that is a cause for the quality of the pipes degrading because of salt water intrusion. So it's a real issue.
Well,
so
I'm
I don't
talking
understand
about
what
East
you're
Portland,
angry
sir.
with. What are
I'm
you
talking
angry
about
about?
East Portland, not West Portland.
But again, I'm saying to you, we the
Portland,
new
sir.
so hold on, man. The newsroom has pursued that story, and we have reported that they admit that it is an issue. So what else are you asking me to ask the
So
water
what
minister
are
about?
it? But if it's an
It's the
issue,
water.
then it's
Hold on,
about
man.
the salt.
The water minister and the saltwater intrusion. That's a matter for the NWC, which is where we went with our reporting.
But George, he is the policy maker, right?
The policy maker, right?
Yes.
Right.
So have he discussed that and see what policy can be
Policy.
forthcoming?
That's an operational issue that the NWC deals with. That's not a policy issue, my friend.
So they wouldn't go to him for
No, they wouldn't. It's the NWC. No, man. The minister not going to solve the fact of salt water getting into the potable water line.
The buck stop with him there, you know.
No, man. Well, I mean, you can hold him accountable for everything water related. But I'm saying to you, we went to the people who have charge of operational matters, and they've said that that's a problem and that they're working to correct it. And the minister even went further to say that that's an issue in Western Jamaica with which causes the rotting of the pipes.
But Judge, not only that, the people in my area and other areas surrounding, we have to be changing out facet all the time because our thing getting wrong.
Yeah, man, but you've told me that 16 million times, and I've told you that we've called with the NWC, say, boy, it's an issue, and they can't see that it's an issue, and they're working on it.
While the elephant is playing, the grass get trampled, right?
Yes.
Fair enough. So are you working on that thing from with the CCJ, sir?
Yeah, man, I'm going to get the CCJ answers, but I remember it. I don't forget. It's yesterday I asked me, you know. You forget. Yes.
But George, the question is now, let's look at the Privy Council. What are the track record concerning Jamaica, and how satisfied are Jamaican with that court?
I personally am satisfied in terms of the judgments that they've passed on. I can't think of, you know, when I first became conscious of the CCJ as a boy in primary school with the Earl Pratt Ivan Morgan issue. You remember Earl Pratt and Ivan Morgan were on death row for how long?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And then by the time I got into the newsroom as a university graduate, fresh out of university, not long after, the Privy Council commuted the death sentence to life imprisonment.
I remember clearly, yes.
And we broke that story, Pratt Morgan. So the Privy Council over time, from my perspective, nothing is wrong with their judgment. And I don't think the people who want to leave the Privy Council are using that as the basis for them wanting to leave. They're just saying that the time is now for us to have a final court representing the interests of Jamaica that is Caribbean domicile, that is given that we contribute to a CCJ, we should sign up fully to the CCJ and not just the aspect dealing with the Treaty of Chaguaramas.
And George, one final question for you. What the word supreme means?
Supreme? It means above all others. It means it means at the highest level, at the apex, superior to everything else.
So why do we have a Supreme Court here and it's below the Court of Appeal?
It's just nomenclature. It's just name.
No, George. That name. We have to live to the.
No, hold on, man.
Hold
on. In this, if you look at the way the court system is set up, and you have a Supreme Court, right? So the Supreme Court is the court above all resident magistrates court, parish courts, as you may have them now, and the other courts. Then you have a Court of Appeal. You can't compare a Supreme Court to a Court of Appeal because there has to be, the nomenclature has to say Court of Appeal, because that's the court to which you will turn to after you've gone to the Supreme Court and you get a judgment that you don't like.
I don't agree with that, George.
Listen, if I tell you that blue is blue and green is green and you don't agree, then we're at a stalemate because I can't go further.
You're supposed to, when you go to
the Court of Appeal could not be called the Supreme Court, my friend. It could not be called the Supreme Court.
By the parish court, so you go to the Court of Appeal, then the Court of Appeal, you're not satisfied, you go to the Supreme Court.
No.
Civilized country have the Supreme
my
Court
friend,
as the final
no,
court of
listen,
arbitration.
man, wait, no, man. The Court of Appeal means that after you've gone everywhere that the court system allows you to go, including to the Supreme Court, then you come for a verdict. You seek a verdict from the Court of Appeal that you believe will be favorable to you, because the Supreme Court.
I don't agree with that.
But again, I'm saying it's a blue-green issue, and I can't understand how you can agree with that.
Judge.
Yes, it is.
No. Every self-respecting country, the final court of arbitration is the Supreme Court. No court override it. That's why the word supreme in highest in rank. Number one.
It appears as if you had a breakfast of nails this morning, my friend.
No, George, I'm telling you.
All right,
can't have something. Look at what the word means. That's why I asked what the word means.
No, the meaning of the word in this case is not wrong.
No,
there's
George,
no malapropism in the designation of the Supreme Court.
George. I know that.
No bother with you make me get vexed with you know, because I'm saying to you again, Supreme. We've agreed on the definition of Supreme, but that is in the context of the courts that are below.
George.
Everything of context. Don't tell me foolishness this morning.
Judge,
and the Court of Appeal allows you to appeal things that would have gone to the Supreme Court and that you lost. You try to look at judgment. No, so you go to the Court of Appeal. What does appeal mean? What does appeal mean? What does appeal mean? You are trying to compare Supreme and Appeal, and that's wrong. That's
no,
just,
George,
yes, it
you
is.
got it wrong.
No, me got it wrong. The people that listen to you, them know they know what's happening. You are trying to compare Supreme and Appeal. That is what you're trying to do.
No, George. No. I'm smarter than that, George.
I thought so before. No, I thought so before. Yeah.
No, I'm smarter.
Check me tomorrow. Eat some cereal tomorrow. Come talk to me. All right. All right, my friend. Cool. Yeah, man. Respect. Take a break and come right back.
Time waits for no one. Open your NCBCM account at goipo.jncb.com today and be prepared for the next wealth building opportunity to arrive. The time is now
8:34.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Fraser Price gets the start, and look at this, Ahuri going well, and here they're coming to close it down. Jetta's coming through, but Fraser Price on the near side, the Olympic champion defends! She defends the title! Wonderful run by Shelly Ann.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Pizza Hut. Now, that's delivering from all locations, island-wide.
Cool loans, I lend you 500 grand. We buy appliances and electrons. All flexible, payment plan. Yeah man, a hot cash. Hot. I hope to 500 grand. Yeah man, a hot cash. $500,000 that make you rich fast. 100 grand for buy steel and black. 200 for furniture, laptop. 200 for keep birthday bash. Yeah money loan hot. Get a cool loan to purchase all your electronics, furnitures and appliances at coolmarket.com.
Morning, Uncle Lloyd.
Good morning. To you,
realize that since Mr. Siaga has left us, the amount of people that is associated with the PNP has come out and said that they are sorry for the things that they said about him and did to him. Now, they do that because it is past time. When they were doing it, they did it that he would not be able to win an election. And that is a track record that the PNP has been doing since Bustamante. Now, I feel strong that this IC thing with Andrew Woodness is a next strategy, because this thing started since the rum section of the PNP has taken over.
The what section? The rum section?
Yes, right. United Movement.
Oh, you call them rum. All right, all right.
Of course, it's our UM.
All right, sir. Continue, Lloyd, continue.
This is a strategy to be unleashed very close to an election. Why it is taking 3 years for the IC come up to the public and said X, Y, Z is the reason. Why? If I want to notice recently, the MP that Bunting is said to be going to challenge, I see bring out a report against that man. The time when Mr. Meadows was acknowledged on a Sunday, and Monday morning early, the IC issued a statement clearing it. Sunday, they acknowledged for Monday morning, but this thing is going on too much.
So you are saying, Lloyd, just to cut it short because I have to run, you're saying that the IC is involved in politics, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh, that's your opinion. Okay.
It's plain. Thank you.
I hear you on that. Thank you this morning, Lloyd. All right. That's your perspective. Who do we have next, Michelle? Gary. Good morning, Gary.
Hey, George. Morning, Tana.
Morning to you, Gary.
Bobby here. Tana says she wants to see the expiry date on Mark Golden passport. I tell her the expiry date you want. The date of issue of the British passport. That's the date you want to see.
I'd like to see both.
Yeah,
no, but I made the point. I made the point of expiration because the opposition leader said that the passport is expiring this year.
Yeah, and if he got it if he got that passport from a child, that would have mean that passport. If you do a rough calculation, to this date, it probably would have been renewed at least 6 times.
No, man. How old is Mark Golding?
I'm 50.
Right, then we would renew 6 times, not 6 times.
5 what? Well, 5 times then.
Yeah, we can work with 5.
Years.
We can work with 5.
So would I renew at least 5 times? So I get what they're trying to do. You know, is this whole, as them say, it's just lying by omission.
59.
You're really not telling the people what they really want to hear, or what is the truth. You're just trying to deflect by only focusing on the Jamaican passport. Yeah, you have a Jamaican passport, which you probably use when you're going on official business. But when you're going on your private business, you use your British passport because you don't need a visa to go to the United States if you have a British passport.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
And secondly, what I wanted to know, if you have a British passport, it stands to reason that your wife and your kids would also benefit from that. Correct?
If you're a British citizen, yeah.
Yes, from being a British citizen, then just like how you said, his father.
Yes, man.
Would have given him.
Yes.
I would assume that by him having a British passport, then his wife and kids would have had a British passport.
Right.
If he renounces his British passport and his British citizenship, would that then affect his family and the benefits that they would receive from England?
No, because they are citizens. They would be citizens in their own right,
Okay, so they will be citizens. So, but remember saying that you have a time when you to become a citizen, So if you're not within that time frame. So for example, I know like in America, it's like 5 years.
You see, the thing, Gary, is that I am very wary of digging the hole too deep. All I want to do, exactly what I'm saying to you. All I want to do is to ask the questions that we asked this morning, and that you're contributing to the body of questions. No, I don't want to go too deep as to the implications of this and no. I just want the questions asked.
Implications will show motive.
Yeah, but I can't see motive. You can't see motive until he has answered the questions. That's the thing, the conjecture. To support your early point about 6 times, the YouTubers are reminding me that children's passport is for 5 years, which is true. So if the 5 years rather than the 10 years for big people, so you might be right in is about 6 times. It could be about 6 times the passport. Anyway, we'll wait to hear the answers, Gary. I have to run.
All right, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Cool. Morning, Carl.
Morning, Master. Morning, Tana.
Morning to you, Carl.
Tana, brilliant question you asked this morning. Open that British passport. That's where all hell will let loose. Anytime the British passport open, that's where all hell will let loose.
Yes, Carl.
And Master Judge, like how Mr. Golin is a citizen of the United Kingdom, and we have an election, is now declared over there. Does Mr. Golin name come down on that voters list also?
Then Carl, the man is a citizen of the United Kingdom. He's eligible to vote.
But you don't answer my question, Master Judge.
Me not see the voters list, Carl. If you ask me, I not see the voters list. He not publish it. Me don't know.
But if he is a citizen, Master Judge,
him can vote.
Oh, does the citizen name come down on that voters list?
Carl, him can vote.
Hold on, Master Judge. Why
you ask me about voters list. I don't have a voters list in front of me, so I can't tell you on the basis of the voters list. But the man is a citizen. The man can vote.
Judge, you're a citizen of Jamaica.
Yes.
And you take up your numeration, no, sir?
Yes, man.
And once you take up the constituency where you live in, and once an election declare,
yes,
and then reprint it, and then take off all of who of it upon it, and you are still alive.
Yes.
Your name come on the new one, no, sir?
You are the voters list expert, so you would know. So you're telling us what you know.
Judge, me just try to ask you a few questions when I don't know, sir.
No, you know this process like the back of your hand. You know, so the answer is yes.
Okay, all right. All right. So, Master Judge.
Yes, sir.
Suppose England and Jamaica declare an election the same time for the same date in their country.
Mm-hmm.
And England say every citizen have a vote in their country.
Yes.
I mean, this and for I see him like England. I mean, this is Mr. Golden would be able to vote in Jamaica.
No, but he could choose to not vote in Britain.
You didn't hear the question let me ask.
So everybody has to
have
vote.
A law.
Yeah.
A law in England.
Yeah.
Every
Carl, such a law would not be passed in the House of Commons. So nobody will follow this. But understand what you're trying to say, but such a law would not be passed. And even so, look now, remember there's a 6-hour time difference, So there you go.
We just asked some foolish question this morning.
Oh, God. Yes, sir. All right.
Tana, your friend Tana, your friend best there. You see, any other British passport they open, all hell let loose.
We'll see,
That's
Carl.
what we're waiting on. Call a press conference and open the British passport there.
All right,
Where
sir.
the hell going to let loose?
All right, Carl. All right, Carl.
right.
Here this morning. Thank you.
All right.
It's birthday time now, Mish? Yes.
This could be your year to build with an NHT loan. Find out more at nht.gov.jm. The time by NHT is
8:47.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
When you're feeling lost in the night, when you feel your world just ain't right, call on me and we'll be waiting. Count on me, I will be there. Anytime the times get too tough, anytime your best ain't enough, I'll be the one to make it better. I'll be there to protect you, see you through. I'll be there and there is nothing I won't do. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength, anything you need. I will be the sun in your sky. I will light your way for all time. Promise you, for you I will. Yes. I will shield your heart from the rain. I won't let no harm come your way. Oh, these arms will be your shelter. No, these arms won't let you down. If there is a mountain to move,
Dynamite. With Dynamite. King, I was telling Tona, she said cross the ocean for you. I said yes, by plane.
No
No
boat.
boat. Plane.
Jermaine says no Moses business. No boat.
You can't walk so far.
Yeah.
and even though it doesn't qualify as the ocean, but we take the ferry cross from Victoria Pier to Port Royal. Yeah, yes. Cross. Or I'll cross the causeway. And I was like, yeah, cross the causeway for you, yes.
I cannot say what you said.
What you said? Anyway, we don't answer that. Go on, Tana.
It's time we tell our friends happy birthday and happy anniversary. Happy birthday greetings going out to, this one says, my beautiful niece, Ashlika Rose at the Victoria Mutual Building Society, VMBS, celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Ashlika. Hope you have a really good day. Happy birthday greetings to our friends on Facebook. This one says, Unruly Pickney. Happy birthday to you, Unruly. Happy birthday as well to Ingrid Stevenson, Vanessa James, Misha Litchmore, Barbara Johnson. Happy birthday as well to Rosalind Williams. This one says, oh, it's Rosalind. Happy birthday to you, Rosalind Williams. Chavanese, Pretty Eyes Chromas. Happy birthday to you, Chavanese. Happy birthday to Corleen Peart, Gemini Diamond. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Gemini. Hope you have a really good day as well. And over on YouTube, Michael Ray is sending happy birthday greetings to his daughter and firstborn, Peter Gay Facey Wilson. And the message for you, Peter Gay, your dad is wishing you love and blessings. He says Daddy loves you a lot. And he's telling us that you're currently in the UK studying. Yeah? Happy birthday as well to Rochelle Carty from your sister Sasha. Happy birthday to you, Rochelle from Sasha. Hope you have a really good day as well. And Andrea Gale on YouTube. This message says, happy birthday to my niece Samantha in Florida. You are a blessing. Your family, Uncle Ken, Auntie Andrea, Andreen, and Crystal. They love you so much. Enjoy your day.
So look at Mark Greensword, now, one of our regular YouTube contributors, a member of the YouTube family. Send us this. George, me here in Toronto a catch. And somebody say them always hear me text read and them no hear me wish them happy birthday gone from the 23rd of May holiday program. So it was Labor Day, so we weren't on air. So him say help me out. Happy birthday to Miss Sinclair, please. So if I Miss Sinclair I put him up and him watch the show. So Miss Sinclair, Mark Greensword is sending belated birthday greetings to you. So Miss Sinclair, happy birthday to you, courtesy of Mark Greensword. I mean, no, she think we forget it, no? But we don't forget.
Haven't.
But we save the best for last.
Absolutely.
Barbara Ellington. Don't bring about Marley if you're a German. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Okay. All right. Go on, Barbara. Auntie Barbara.
Oh, I miss those days. I miss those days. Remember the songs used to make you rock away. Those were the days when love used to rain. Hey. We danced all night to the songs they played. We can come again, do it just the same. Hey. Now I feel it to my heart.
So Tana, yesterday Barbara said to me, George, I want Sarah Vaughan's whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. King insists him not play that. He might play berries. So I think Barbara, I don't offer, blame Jeremy. Oh my God.
I'm seeing some more birthdays in the YouTube chat. Angela Jones is sending happy birthday greetings to her godson, Demaine Fisher. Happy birthday to you, Demaine, from Angela Jones and the entire family. Hope you have a really good day. And then Angela James is sending happy birthday greetings to Leven Smith. Happy birthday to you, Leven, from Angela James. Hope you have a really good day as well. Just scrolling to see if there are any more birthdays.
While you look. Miss Sinclair in Toronto, Canada, or begging for Mark, don't put him out. You're a good youth. Yeah? So, you say, catch. So, happy birthday to you. Yeah, belated happy birthday greetings to you. And Mark really, really means it. And he's a good youth. You know, make him go and stay and take care of the place. All right?
And Auntie Barbara says, thanks, guys. And for summer breakfast.
Aye, send us a picture. You can't put a picture in the YouTube chat. Oh, she can't put a picture there. Well, a good thing is the picture can't post it because imagine some of them people that will post.
You have to shut down the chat.
Yeah, and listen, I saw somebody, Father Perry, big truck, saying, you know, say Nationwide block him, you know. Him said, George block him, poor me Israelite. Father Perry, big truck, I never block you, I never block anybody. There was one person though who was cussing up some words in the chat and we had to put them on pause. But no, Father Perry, I didn't see any reason to block you, I would never put it in an article on that because I can't recall you saying anything that was out of keeping with the standards we expect in the chat. All right.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
I'm losing all control. Girl, I can't fight this feeling. It feels alright. Champagne and candlelight. The way you hold me tight. Girl, I can't fight this feeling.
Some final ones before we wrap. Joe and Samuel sending happy birthday greetings to an awesome, caring, dedicated, and beautiful woman of God, Inspector Jacqueline Grant. Happy birthday to you, coming from your sisters in Christ. And I did see another. Oh, here it is. Steve Hutchinson sending happy birthday greetings to Kyle A. Hutchinson. Happy birthday to you, Kyle, from Steve. Hope you have a really good day as well. And Are those all the birthdays now? All of the birthdays? Yes. So happy birthday to you if you're celebrating your birthday today. And here's a final one. Nicholas Austin, VIB. Very important birthday here. Greetings to Andrea Austin. Happy birthday to you, Andrea, from Nicholas. Enjoy your day.
I got the breakfast dinner.
You got it?
Yeah, man. So it's bagels with, that looks like, is that bologna? Some luncheon meat. Egg, sunny side up, lettuce, tomato, and Auntie Barbara, you're going good, man.
I like it.
You're going good. You're going good. It look healthy.
Yeah, man.
It looks
healthy.
lovely. Yeah, man.
So happy birthday again, Auntie Barbara, and happy birthday to all our peeps who are celebrating their birthday today. And if you're celebrating your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. Last birthday, Jalen Oliphant. Jaina Oliphant.
That's my friend, daughter.
Happy birthday to you, Jaina Oliphant. Hope you have a really, really good day. VIB, very important birthday. Happy birthday to you, Jaina. So that's about it for the birthdays and the anniversaries if you're celebrating your anniversary. And that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. NTM. Thanks as well to our technical operator, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, and our editor, Kimone Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliffy's Online. I'm Tana Thomas.
Yeah, 50.5 degrees Celsius. That's what the temperature recorded in Delhi, India was today. 50.5 degrees Celsius. So we out here in 35 and balling. 50.5 in Delhi, the hottest day recorded in India, right across India's vast expanse. Can you imagine that?
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Passion, you dance and you smile, you beckon, and I just know what it is you reckon. Give me more.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
We have all heard it said, talk it out, not fight it out when it comes to resolving conflicts. While it may sound cliche, this is actually a powerful tool to disarming tense